It's Gran Canaria. I would say it's boys' day out, but it's not. Mrs. TravelON is having a look around. We're heading towards Roque Nublo. This is a sightseeing adventure. I tell you what, my ears have popped. We are super high. We are right in the valleys. Look at that. Let's go and have an adventure in Gran Canaria. Come on. There you go, look, I told you Mrs. TravelON was here taking photos, and I'm not surprised. Look at this. Wow, imagine living in that house down there. I'll tell you where we are in a minute. So we're heading up to Roque Nublo, which is somewhere up there. The roads, we thought Mount Terde was bad, didn't we, Alf? But it's a lot windier, isn't it? He's got his new hat on. Look, he's sporting his new hat. He's looking at the business. And I'll tell you where we are. So we're at the Mirador de Galada de las Yeguas. Yeah, that's where we are. The viewpoint is in the western border. It overlooks the Barranco de Fataga. There you go. Amazing views. Definitely worthwhile coming up here. And you can see down there, look at this. Look over this side, look. You can see the famous sand dunes. All the way down there, look, just between those two mountains. The famous sand dunes of Gran Canaria there, look. Brilliant. So there's plenty of cars up here. And if you like stargazing as well, look, up here is a really good place to see the stars. I think it shows you at 10 o'clock, like in August at 10 o'clock, look, it shows you where all the stars are. So Mrs. TravelON is going to get one of my stickers out of the car because there's a post there that people have put stickers on. I know it's a little bit like vandalism, but everybody else has done it. At least it's not love locks, eh? You know I can't stand them. So plenty of people coming up on car hires. Another thing, especially on the weekend, you know I have a phobia about two wheels, don't I? Cyclists and motorcyclists, look, there's loads of them, and I tell you what, they come proper fast down the hill. They take over, like they take over you because they can obviously drive faster. You've got to have your wits about you. Not a big fan of cyclists or motorcyclists, if I'm honest. Here she goes, look. She wants to put a sticker on the post. Here she goes. So if you come up here, look, right at the bottom, my face on your pole. There you go. Add to the collection. Then there you go, our first viewpoint on the way up to Roque Nublo. Let's see what else we can find. So we've stopped off at another Mirador. Mirador just means viewpoint, and we're actually in like a little village here. I think it's called Tunt, T-U-N-T. There's a little sports centre over there. I'll show you in a bit. So people actually live right in here. I'll tell you what, I'd hate to do that drive. Let me show you these views. All the way down there, look. You get on this wall, wow. The views are incredible. And the roads are windy, like seriously windy. You have to be a good driver to come up here, or book a tour. Book a tour if you want to come and see these views and go to where we're going. And over there, look, is a football pitch. So this is the sports centre for this area. And I don't know if you can hear in the background, you can hear church bells because it's Sunday. Oh, I could see myself living up here. So we've driven through a couple of different villages, through forest areas. Be very careful with the motorcyclists. I don't want to slag motorcyclists off because, you know, it's up to them, isn't it? But they don't have coming down there. It's like a little rally for them. And on a weekend, I think they all meet and come in packs and just boom. It's quite scary. Here he is. Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you like to live here?
No, not really.
This TravelON's doing over there. It looks like she's trying to catch the local bus. 1690, the church, apparently. There you go. In the village of Tunt. There you go. Some information there. That's the village. Beautiful. Would you live here?
No.
No?
No.
Why?
No Primark.
Well, true. It'd do me, suit me down to the ground. No people and no tunts. Indeed. Right, come on, let's crack on.
As we left the village of Tunt, we headed further and further up the mountain towards Roque Nublo, and the drive is just fascinating just to see all the sights. It's so nice driving through all the sort of tiny villages that you see, like Fataga. You've got palm trees one side, mountain the other side, and it's just a really pleasant drive, although a little bit windy. Now I have got an absolute treat for you, because when we got further up the mountain, we actually met some forest rangers. Yes indeed, ladies, stand by. I know you like a man in uniform. Well, we met the fire brigade of the forest. Now, you know that Gran Canaria previously has had forest fires. Well, these are the guys that keep everything in order. And as you're driving up, you can see some of the trees are still black from the last forest fires. So let's have a chat with those when we get to the top, and here's a little treat for you. But wait until you see the views as well. They are breathtaking all the way up towards Roque Nublo. Now, like I said, if you don't like driving, then book a tour, and you can do that on our website www.travelon.world, where the bus will take you up this way, and all you'll have to do is look out the window at these fantastic views.
Right, all very exciting. We are nearly at Roque Nublo. Alfie's in the car with the aircon on, but the views are just getting better and better and better. But the windiness is going like boom, 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 boom. It's a much more difficult drive than Mount Teide. But look at this. Look at this. You've got all the trees down here, look, and they go all the way up here. And there's some guys over here with yellow vehicles. I'm going to get Jack to ask them what they do. These are the Bomberos Forestales. So in English is the
Wildfire.
the wildfire. Ah, están your wildfires or no? Or
No.
wow, fantastic! And you drive the yellow vehicles. Fantastic, gracias. Wow, that's interesting because, wow, I don't know if you remember the wildfires, but these are the bomberos for the wildfires. So I suppose they're coming and checking all the trees and stuff. Wow, I'm going to have a little look over there. You won't come with us, we're going over this way, look. Mrs. TravelOn's eyeing the fire brigade up.
Pretty right.
Bomberos, the Forestales, so the forest fires, look. There's a lady one over there, and this is their, this is interesting, look.
Yeah, the surveyor making sure everything.
Yeah, so this is a fire engine, but a yellow one. There you go, Mr. TravelOn teaches you something every day, and it's a first for me as well. Look. Bomberos Forestales, look. Buenas, ¿todo bien? Wow, Bomberos Forestales, ¿no? Incredible.
No, pero no paga, pe.
Primero vez, ¿no?
Bombero, pero no paga poca perra.
Pero normalmente es Rocco. Pero tú normalmente es Rocco, pero tú amarillo.
Sí. Sí.
Forestal, ¿no? Fantástico. Perfecto.
Vale, hombre.
There you go. You can't park here, look, but look at that. You can actually smell burning, can't you? Can you smell burning?
No.
I can smell a little bit of burning.
It's hot, maybe.
So there was forest fires, so they're keeping everything, sort of checking everything, look. But look at them views. Absolutely incredible. And it's so peaceful up here. Look at that. Right. Let's get out of here. We've got Roque Nublo. Let's go. I like them. We'll go there. Gracias, amigos. Adios. So I can't remember which year it was, but there was fires, wasn't there? Was it last year? I think every year they have some kind of forest fires. I mean, with this heat and the dryness up here. There you go. Something new that I've learned today. Yellow fire engines and vehicles and Bomberos Forestales. The Forest Fire Brigade. Wildfires. Gracias. Buen trabajo. Gracias. Adios.
Well, that certainly made Mrs. TravelOn's day meeting the fire brigade of the forest. But what an amazing thing that they do, keeping all the forest fires under control. You can see some of the trees are already burnt from last time. So they've got a big job to do. And I quite like the fact that they had yellow fire engines rather than red. Anyway, we headed a little bit further up the hill, straight through those windy roads. Jack had the camera out of the window getting some amazing views for you guys. Alfie was probably playing on his phone, and Mrs. TravelOn, well, she was a lady of leisure. She was sat back taking it all in, fully air conditioned, and was having a private tour as we headed up towards Roque Nublo. It took us around an hour and 20 minutes to get there, but finally we did. What is it? Well, stand by and I'll show you. There's some great views from up here, I can tell you that for one thing.
Here we are. Welcome to Roque Nublo. Now, there is a sign there that the Bomberos Forestales, now we know what they are, yellow and blue, has put up, said nobody is to go trekking up to Roque Nublo. So you can get to this point. This is the point up here. There's a couple of places down there to park and a place up here. And then there's like a 2-kilometre trek to get up to the highest point. I said we could do it, but we have got to get back to the airport. So we're heading back to the airport today anyway. You could do it, and I will come back and do it another day, maybe in the winter when it's not so hot, because it is super warm at the moment. I think they're probably saying don't trek it because of that. I don't know how you trek it. Well, I'll show you. And there it is, Roque Nublo. Look, all the way up there. That is the famous Roque Nublo. That is the Timofire National Park, the Mount Teide of Gran Canaria. We're walking it, Jack.
How are you meant to get up there?
Well, I presume you follow this way, no? We'll have a little look down there. For now, we'll just get some views. But it did say this way. Look, why would they block that off and say that you can't trek this way? This must be the trek. So it must be along this path. Look, you can see where the forest fires have been. Look, these look like they've been burnt, but they've grown back, look. So we're going up this little mountain here. This is TravelON and Alfie up here. We're definitely going to have to come back and do the trek. I said this last time we went to Mount Teide, didn't I? I said we're definitely going to have to come back and do some trekking. Look at that. There it is, look. So how would you get to there? There must be a walk up there, but there it is. And the sun is beating down on my bald head. I should have put that cap on.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely, no?
Spin around. That way, that way. Keep. Look, we can have it in the middle. Smile, pretend.
Jesus Christ. Selfie. Right. Selfie. This is definitely the way, look. Don't worry, I'm mates with the Bomberos Forestales, so I'll be all right. Don't you panic, you lot. It says you can't walk there. I'm not doing a 2-kilometre trek. I'm just showing you. Oh, look at that crow. Whoa, look at a massive crow there. So this looks like it could be the trek. I don't know, but there's definitely a way to get down here. Look at that view there. That is phenomenal, isn't it? That is phenomenal. I mean, would you trek over there? Let me know in the comments if anybody's done the trek up there, and if you can explain to us in the comments how you go about doing it. Maybe, hang on. I see a little path down there, look. Let me just get over here. So, it's looking like there's a little path that comes down there, but then where does it go? Up? I don't see anything up there unless it's on the other side there. Let me know if anybody's trekked all the way to the top. Is it a possibility or not? I'm not going to go that way. I might be brave, but I'm not that bloody brave. But this is right back to nature, and we are above the clouds as well here. And there's the rabble. Hour and 20 minutes driving. An hour and 20 minutes driving just to see that. It is nicer up here. Very nice. I could sit up here, just watch the world go by. This is where we get dodgy. Let's have a little look. Oh my gosh, he's having a climb up there. He's braver than me. Look at that. He's too brave. Wow, look at that down at that village. That is beautiful. And there's Roque Nublo over there. Right, I'm going to climb just a little bit up here. Jeez, I wish I hadn't. I might be at a point of no return here. Dear gosh. Things I do for you. Oh, we're up. We're on top of the world. We're on top of the world. Wow. We really are on top of the world. Look at that. That's about the highest point I'm getting at, I think. Another Mirador point, Mirador Presa de los Hornos. And it shows you all these, look, all of this. There's Roque Nublo, El Frail, La Fogalera. All the little points, look, that you can see. And you can see them all from here. Oh, look, Presa, there's like a lake down there. Can I see it? Can't see it. Maybe if I go over there, look. A couple of ladies up here, look. They're having a little nose. I think it's around this side. Anyway, don't know what I'm showing you. But we'll have a little adventure. So I will come back and I will walk. I think I'm going to start doing that, you know. Do some proper hikes or places. God help me and God help you. I think it's there. Right, come on, let's get back to Mrs. TravelON and the boys. They're down there somewhere. And I've got to tackle this. I'm not going to talk to you while I get down, because it was easy going up. Let's get down here. So there you go. The only thing to spoil the peace is the motorcyclists. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. That is Roque Nublo. If you see what I mean? Ruining the atmosphere. If you don't want to drive up here, well, you can visit our website, www.travelon.world. Alfie's kicking off over there. www.travelon.world. You can book a tour that goes up to Roque Nublo. It'll take you through Fataga, which is the village we went through earlier, and it'll guide you through. You won't have to deal with any of the winding roads, any of the other traffic. You will just sit on an air-conditioned bus and somebody will tell you what you're looking at. I'm going to get out the sun. We are going to head to the airport, and I shall see you back in Lanzarote later on. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, follow and subscribe. And if you've enjoyed the Gran Canaria content, well, there's going to be a little bit more, probably a few more travel days coming up for you as well, and loads. Up here or here, we'll show you the next video that's about to play. I don't know what it's going to be, but I hope you enjoy it. For me, Mr. TravelON, it's goodbye. I'm going to get back to that rabble, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching the Roque Nublo Gran Canaria video. See you later.